Today we'll see a release strategy for purchase requisition. Okay, and to define release strategy for purchase requisition, we go to SAP, SPRO, SAP reference IMG, material management, purchasing, in purchasing, purchase requisition. Okay, so in purchase requisition, there is a release procedure. Okay, so requisition, why that is different release procedure is there because purchase requisition is an internal document. Okay, so for that release procedure we have two types. One is without classification and one is with classification. Okay, so without classification is nowadays nobody use, that is it's almost obsolete. But if somebody is asking the question that what is difference between without classification and with classification, the difference is that, just let me go to Excel file. See, without classification, the release procedure can be applied header only, header level only, okay? And with classification, you have item level release and header level release, both possibilities, okay? And without classification, there are only these five parameters you can select for the release procedure. So in purchase order, we see that we can select plan, purchasing group, total net order value, purchasing organization. So there are many fields, components which you can consider while uh, release procedure in purchasing document with classification, even if it is possible in PR with classification. But in without classification, there are only these four parameters you can select: account assignment category, material group, plant, and PR value. So on this value only you can apply the release strategy for the PR, which is without classification. Okay, if you see in without classification, we'll just see overview of that without classification. We are not going to set up the procedure for without classification. So just execute this one just to see. See, directly it will go to release strategy. There is no characteristics or there is no edit class and all. So edit class, that is means it is a classification. Okay, with classification. But here it is directly it is going taking us to release procedure. That is we use third option in uh, release procedure for the purchasing document. Okay. So here directly you have to create release codes like you have created. Okay, these are the release codes that, two digits, that manager approvals, right? Here these are the release codes. Release indicators. So here B is block and R is released. Okay. Assign release indicators, and here you have this. Uh, these are the release codes. Okay, release strategy, and here these are the, what we say, your matrix. Okay, but we are not going to see this. Just we will see these points. Okay, release strategy, release codes, and description. And it is the last step where you can find determination of release strategy. And you find here, see, account assignment category, material group, plant, and value of purchase requisition. Only these four parameters you can select in the release strategy. And that is only at header level. So we are not going to see this, just overview we see. Actually, we are going to set up release procedure for the PR, that is purchase requisition, and that procedure with classification. So if you go inside, again you will find the same points. That first is edit characteristics, edit classes, set up procedure with classification. Okay. So before going to this edit characteristics, edit class and this procedure, we should understand how the PR is set for the item level release and header level release. These two difference we should understand. And what is item level release and header level release? Okay. So for that I will go to SAP and I'll open one more session. If you go to create purchase requisition ME51 and that is PR generate PR create PR, okay, purchase requisition. Yes. So see, these are the item details. Okay. If suppose you create, for example, I'll put here some material PL1001, PL1002. These are some materials. Okay. Here is F123. Here is also F123. The plant. Okay. Quantity will give here 1000, here 500, whatever. Okay. So what is header level release and item level release and where those tab will be appeared? So header level, you will find release strategy in this beside this text option. There will be a release strategy option. It means your PR release at header level. Okay, for total value means whatever the value of this material, that will be your header level. And if it is item level release, then each item you will find one release strategy option in this area, and for each an individual material you will find the separate release procedure, release strategy. Okay, so that we have to understand how this is set up. Okay, that setup we need to understand when there will be a purchase requisition at header level and when there will be a purchase requisition at yeah, item release level. Okay, so for that there is a setting which you need to understand. So let's see in Excel. First, you should set up your document type. If you go to document type option in purchase requisition, in the see in if you go into purchase requisition, here you see the defined document types. Okay, and here only you have the configuration option. So first you have to configure your defined document types and execute here. And if you see your document type is, for example, NB. Okay, our document type is NB standard. So NB is a purchase requisition document type. And if you just scroll here, and if you see this option, that is overall release option. Okay, suppose for this document type, this tick is available. If this tick is available, it means you want your purchase requisition at release at header level. Okay, overall release. Overall release means all release. That means header level, and that you have to tick here. Okay, that is one prerequisite we can say. So first you have to select this option. Okay, so now suppose we are doing this purchase requisition is header level release. So first you have to select this option. Then go back, and now we will go to release procedure in purchase requisition and procedure with classification. And first we will go to edit characteristics, and now we will start our the same procedure like we have did earlier for the purchase orders. Okay, release strategy. So what I will do here, so I will create one characteristics underscore plant I123 example, and we can say PR purchase requisition. Okay, this is my characteristics which I will copy. And we are applying this characteristics for plant. Okay, so you know how to find the plant from the ABAP dictionary, that code. Yes, so I will open one more session before creating the characteristics, we'll find the ABAP dictionary for the plant code. So go to SC11 here, and what is your database table for purchasing document? Who can tell me? Sagar? CE?
Siba.
CKKO for purchasing document. But for PR, you have to select CEBA, and that is CBAN. Okay. For PR document, you have to select the CEBAN and just click on the display button, and you will find this description as you have seen earlier in the purchasing document, that is in CEKKO, and the same you will find for the CEBAN also, and these are the values for purchase requisition. Okay, and here plant code, see plant description, and in front of that, that is the same component, there will be no difference. Okay, so I will select this WRKS. Okay, I will keep this open, and now we'll go to edit characteristics option. So here I am going to create the one characteristics for my plant I123 and create button. Okay, click on the create button. Normally we go to additional data. Here now your table will be changed. For purchasing document it was CEKKO, but here you have to select CEBAN for the purchase requisition. Now go to field name, and here that will be same, that is WRKS. Now enter, and the same ABAP the format data taken from ABAP dictionary, just continue. Here obviously plants here is a four characteristics. If you have multiple plants, you have to select multiple values. If it is only one plant, then keep single value and go to values now. Here give the value of your plant, sorry, I123 plant. Description, this is just description. And simple, I'll copy these characteristics which I need for the next step. Save it. So characteristics is created, characteristics char underscore pl I123 underscore pr. Okay, just one step back. Now go for the next edit class. Now again class underscore pl I123 underscore pr. Class type is here also same. Even if it is a PO, PR, the release strategy class type is always 032. Whether it is a plant or company or whatever characteristics you are, whatever the fields you are taking, always the class type will be 032. Click on create button. Give some description here, plant I123, and I'm going to put my characteristics in this area, which I have created earlier. So I'll paste that characteristics. I had copied it, so I just paste it here and enter. Okay, and save this. So we have completed our second step, and remember this your class underscore PLI123 underscore PR is your class which you have to use for the next step. For now go to next step, set up procedure with classification. Click on the release groups. Now here is important is you will find some difference here. I'll remove first earlier strategy, save it. Go to new entries. Obviously here I will create one R1 or whatever, so S1 I will create, and here you have not find this option in purchasing document. Okay, so overall release purchase requisition, are you getting me? If I'm ticking, so I have to tick here also because I want my purchase requisition at header level. So my both criteria should be matched. So document type I tick for the overall release, right? And also I'm taking that option in while creating release group also. So both area we should have to select this tick. From document type also, that is NB we selected, that also we ticked, and also we are selecting in the release strategy. Just a moment. So what we say, that document type NB, that tick is there, and for release procedure also, that overall release for PR, we have to both tick we have to select from the document type also and this release group also. Okay, and here give the class PL and oh sorry, the same class which you have created. Okay, underscore PR. Okay, and description we'll say plant I want to enter and save it. Okay, the release group is created S1. Now go to release codes, and these are the same codes which I'll remove this and create a new new entries. S1 is your group code engineer. The same code you can apply here also. Manager. So obviously again I will say that these codes are not, sequence is not mandatory. You can have plant manager here also and then senior manager also. Sequence is not necessary. Sequence you need to maintain in the strategy. That is final stage. So you can create a many codes for the release group. So I will just keep 4 as a practice. Save, back and back, and go for the next release indicator. Here is something is different than purchasing document. What is difference? If suppose you find here, so if you see B is block, and if you see the detail here, you will find something different pop-up is coming, which is not available in the purchasing document. So PR is block. If I'm putting here B as an indicator blocked, and here block means even the field selection is, selection key is FZ01, and here nothing is ticked there. Okay, means you cannot create purchase requisition, that is planning, firm planning. There is no quotation, there is no purchase order. Okay, and again this is a value which you can select, you can change or not. That is, you can also keep it blank, not to worry here. Just save it, and for the second option also you can see the details. See, released, you can, and the same field selection key. Here the tick, you can create RFQ, you can select this one also. You can, once this PR is released, you can create RFQ also. You can create planning, a firm requisition planning, and also you can create a release of for purchase issue of purchase order. Means you can create a PO also from PR. So these ticks are available for the release option. If this is not released, even if you write here released, but system will not create PO because here is no tick. Here is no, system will not create RFQ because here is no tick for the RFQ. Okay. So at least you should have these two tick to create RFQ and purchase orders. Save. Again, this is a, yesterday we discussed about these options that if it is blank, then you can change, but new release strategy will be generated as new strategy. One, if you keep, then you cannot change this PR value, and nothing can be changed. So similarly, these are the values. If you want to keep it blank, changeable, you can keep it. No issue. Save it. Okay. So this is your release option and this is your block option. Okay, release indicator, we have B for blocked, R for released. Also, you can delete this. Okay, again, it was earlier maintained, so I will save, and again I will create it for you. New entries. B is blocked. Okay,
Sir, block means not release ka?
हा यू कॅन से नॉट रिलीज ऑल्सो ब्लॉक किंवा नॉट रिलीज लिहिलं तरी चालेल असं लिहू आपण आपलं रेग्युलर प्रॅक्टिस ओके बी फॉर नॉट रिलीज बट हिअर फील्ड सिलेक्शन रिमेंबर दिस FZ01 हे स्टँडर्ड आहे सो जस्ट सिलेक्ट दॅट and save it. So don't tick here any option. Okay. Now I will create a new entries again and R for my released. Okay, released option. And now here I will select RFQ. So you can create RFQ purchase order. Obviously from PR we can create RFQ or PO. Save it back. So I created release indicator B and R. Okay, now go to next step that is release strategy. Now this is a normal strategy as we have created in a purchasing document. So I will delete this strategy first. I don't want this. I'll remove this strategy and we will create our new strategy. So first you have to delete and save it so that system will remove all these entries. Now go to new entries for the release strategy. So obviously your release group is S1 and the release strategy you give any code that is I will put here X1 plant I123 and release codes engineer. Now here sequence is important. After engineer who will release there is manager, then there will be a senior manager and there will be a plant manager. Enter, click on the release prerequisite and the same matrix which you have selected in a purchasing document same select here also. Release status is now this matrix is generated. So B, 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 not release, not release, not release, and finally when it is R, it is a release. When everyone is released, indicator will set as a R. Continue. Go to classification, select the values, select here plant, continue, back and is save. Here your strategy is fixed. Now release simulation, it is just for your information and finally it is released. Important is if you create a purchase requisition for your plant, then you will have your header level release strategy should be there because we have done this setup that document type NB overall release tick is there which is header level and for the other option that overall release in purchasing requisition release procedure okay with classification that release under the release group tick is there so it is also header so both should be match. So let's see, and this is we have matched it. So we expect that PR should be released at header level. So let's see the example for by creating a purchase requisition now. I'll not save this, and first we'll go to creating a purchase requisition. Okay. So here you have to select your document that is NB. Yes, we have set that procedure for NB, and yes, obviously I will put here I 1234 is my material. Okay, plant is I123, quantity 1000, whatever you can put. And what else material number is we have, or whatever, let it be. See, I enter this data, okay, and if I check, see here, release strategy is my at header level. Are you getting me? So why this is coming at header level? Because I have selected this combination that overall release PR is at header level and overall release tick. So it is header level. If you want this release strategy in this area, means it is item level release. How we can do that? So for that again, I will show that setting in the same configuration. So this is already set. If you want to change your release strategy from header to item level, you can do this by going the release groups here, remove this tick from overall release and save it. Means this is not now header level. Okay. Now I'll close this and I will go to document types, which we have set up for the NB document type NB. And if you scroll down, I will remove this tick from here also, overall release. So both you have to, either you have to tick for both areas here and in the release group, or either you have to tick from the both side, or either you or you have to remove from the both side. You cannot cross it. Means what? Means suppose I am keeping document type tick in NB overall release tick, and here in a procedure I am not taking it. I am keeping it blank. So obviously that will be mismatch. Okay. If it is not tick and the tick, then it is not possible. If uh, so, vice versa. So either it should be, both should tick should be there, or both should tick no, should not be there. So for item level release, you should not tick that option, and for header level, obviously you have to tick that option. Okay. So I will remove this and we'll try to check whether my purchase requisition is coming at head item level release or not. If you click on a check button again, see the release strategy option now again removed, because we have removed these options. Tick. Now there is no release procedure at header level. So go to ME51N again. Again I will put the same material I1234, plant I123, quantity. Okay. And if you see here down the line here in item details, release strategy is at item level now. Are you getting me? So whenever you will put, suppose here I1234 5. Okay. Plant is I123. Quantity here I will put 500. Okay. Material does not exist or not activated. No issue. 6, I don't know. What is other material we have for the plant? So you can see it from MM60. Material list for my plant is I123. Execute. These are my material list. I4567. Okay. I4567. Okay, fine. So now see again, you have two items. So item release for the 10 item here, and if you see for the next time, again there is a second release strategy for the second item. Okay. So this is your item level, and if that release strategy comes at the top here, then you have only one option at the means it is a header level. So in single click, once you overall release is done, then all PR will, purchase requisition will be released. But here, each and every item will go through the release strategy. Let me show you how to release this. So first save it. So here is your purchase requisition. I will copy this purchase requisition. To release purchase requisition, there is a transaction ME55, collectively release of purchase requisition. Okay. So obviously, if you see the purchase requisition, enter, and we'll see here, this is your release group S1, and these are the codes. So I will put here codes, that is engineer is having now that. Okay. And release group is S1, and this is your purchase requisition. Execute. Now you find here two items in one PR. There are two items. One is I1234, one is I456. If suppose I tick this and I don't tick this, and I will just say save release. So my only one item is released. So engineer has released only one item. He is not releasing another item. And if you refresh this document, so you find here engineer has only released one item. Not if you see the next item, still that second item is pending with the engineer. He has only released one item, that is I1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So each and every item that engineer has to release, then only you will find that every item will be released one by one. Okay. So this is your item level release strategy. Instead that if you set that strategy at header level, then you have to again do that combination in a that purchasing document tick is available here. Save it, then go to procedure release procedure and release group. Here also you have to tick. Suppose I will not tick this, and if I save it, okay, means one in a document type I have tick this, okay, in NB I have tick this, correct? Means I am expecting header level, but I am not ticking it in a procedure, that is release groups. I have kept it blank. Means it is mismatch. Here is not tick and there is a tick. Should I means should system create a release strategy? Will create? Yes or no? Will system create a release strategy for this PR if I am creating new PR? What do you think? Who can answer me? See, if I check, click on even you check button, it even it is not at header level and even it is not at release item level. Okay, because the the uh, the setting is mismatch. Because of this, you will not able to release at both levels. So again, you have to click on this save and save. So now it is matched. So document type is also tick and here also tick. And if you see now, see release strategy at is at header level. Save it and go for this release in ME55 slash n ME55. Release code is engineer first and then release group is S1, and this is your purchase requisition. Here is only one item, okay, because here is no item, it is just PR. There is no item, you cannot see the item, okay. There is only PR number, just you have to select and save release, and that will be your overall release, okay. So if you see a purchase requisition again for the 6, so it is overall release, it is not item level. So the header level, it's a header level release, okay, got it. So that is the difference in uh, overall release, header level and item level release, and the difference in without classification, with classification. With classification we have both options, item and header. Without classification there is only header level, which nowadays nobody will ask you the question here also, but for difference you should only this difference is expecting in answer. And what next? See, for the total order value release strategy. So as we have seen in a purchasing document, if your PO value was below the 50,000, the release strategy was different. If your purchase order value is greater than 50,000 and below 1 lakh or 1 lakh 50,000, the release strategy was different. Above 1 lakh 50,000 till 2 lakh 50,000, the release strategy was different, means the codes were different. And above the 2 lakh 50,000, there was a different strategy. Okay, and obviously in purchase order is only at header level. There is no item level release possible. Okay, but if suppose if you want to apply uh, the total order value that release strategy, which is we have used in a purchase order, that is GNETW, right? For this release strategy, total net order value. For purchasing document, we use only one component, that is GNETW, and that is only okay for the purchasing document. But here is difference. If you want PR, total net order value for header level, okay, then there is a different component, that is GFWRT. If you want that value, total value at uh, item level, then it is GSWRT. So here is different. Here is GNETW and here GFWRT for header level and GSWRT for item level for this combination. That is value what we have set up in the purchasing document. Are you getting me here? Okay. So that is your purchase requisition. You can check these values in a ABAP dictionary. Where is that? Here. Okay. In SE11, you have to select your structure CEBAN, and if you scroll down, here you will not find the total net order value, which is GNATW. You will not find here. You will only find, if you go here, just down the line. If you see, I will show you here. See GFWRT, which is total value of requisition of overall release procedure, means it is header level. GFWRT, this is your header level PR release. And if you just go above here, GSWRT, which is total value of item, means it is item level release. Okay, so for that you have to select GSWRT. Okay, so understood these points, and here you finish your purchase requisition release strategy. Yes, Sagar question is that why there is a partition is at item level release in a PR, correct? As we have seen here in a fifth
Yes, sir.
purchase PR. Okay, here. So why there is a okay item level release? Why the PR is not is only at header level like purchasing document? Yes, is that correct? My understanding from your question, correct? No. So why there is a separate release strategy for PR is different the item level and header level. It is because this is an internal document. Okay, this is a internal document, and purchasing document is an external document which we are sending to supplier. Okay, so there is no such a technical reason for the PR that this is a item level release, because this is internal document and each item can be for the different project. Okay, it is not that the it is not like that ki all items will be for the same project, and hence you have to select for the header only. Okay, it's not like that. But we cannot, if suppose purchase order, if we keep for the item level, in case suppose we think about the purchasing document, and if we keep that purchasing document is item level release, then supplier will not get that purchase order until and unless we release all the items, because each and every item will have the separate release. Are you getting me? And in one purchase order we may have a 10 20 line items. It may take to release that purchase order 1 month also. Are you getting? And when that supplier will receive the purchase order and when we will get that material. So it is very lengthy process. So supplier we cannot keep for waiting for the purchase order, because until and unless supplier will not receive the purchase order, he will not send the material. Okay. But item purchase requisition this is not receiving by the supplier. This is just an internal document. So we can take here time. PR can be generated anytime, right? And if you want specific PR which you want header level that you have to send it immediately. So obviously you have to keep that header level. Okay. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir. But my question is, when we are in release strategies, four options are there. Then uh, release status. When we are in release status, then uh, we select in yeah, engineer, MD, senior manager.
Here.
Then selection are in two types. मतलब वरती टॉप साइडला असतात सिलेक्ट साठी आणि बॉटम साइडला असतात बघा.
Hey.
हा हा हा. मग त्यात ते असं पार्टिशनचं म्हणजे नेमकं काय आहे?
Okay. See.
असं.
See. Exactly. Okay. No problem. See. Suppose you have plant manager. These are the releaser, means who is the releasing that purchase order or purchase requisition, right? So engineer, then manager, then senior manager, then plant manager. So if you want that release strategy will go by the sequence, that first will release engineer or whatever the first person, then second person, then third person, then fourth person. If you want the sequence like this only, okay, then this is the matrix which you have to select. And if suppose, see, plant manager is a higher level. Are you getting me? Because plant manager can directly release the purchase order or purchase requisition. He cannot have to wait. He don't have to wait for the manager to release or senior manager to release. If he wants to release immediately, okay. But we don't have give him such a criteria to release it directly. Are you getting me? If suppose you give that criteria and if you want to give that criteria that even if nobody release the purchase requisition or purchase order, directly plant manager also can be released. For that setting, what you have to do, again the selection comes in picture. Suppose I will release this, I will remove this tick from the plant manager. And if you continue, now release statuses will be changed. Now here plant manager, okay. I will set some release here, okay. R, here is R, here is R. If you see the status means what will happen now? Even if it is nobody is releasing, and if directly plant manager will release, then the PO, that PRPO, PRPO will be released. Are you getting this matrix is changed, right? And if you continue, if you want to see this, I will save this, and now we'll try to create a PR that will be whatever it may be header level or whatever. Okay, if you create this PR, okay, put here I123, plant is I123, quantity 1000. Okay, now check, and here is your release strategy. And you see here engineer also has this release possible and plant manager also has release procedure possible. And this is what we want, that higher level can release before anybody release also. Are you getting? Means plant manager, if you want, plant manager should also release before anybody release because he is higher authority. Are you getting? Then nobody is required permission. If plant manager is releasing, then why we need others permission? But if you want the sequence by one by one, that engineer also know or manager also know what you are doing, senior manager also know should know what you are doing, and then finally plant manager will release. In that case, this is a helpful to set your procedure. Oh, where is that? Okay. So in that case, it is helpful. Are you getting me? And this is a combination have set up by the system. We have not did this. to bring this release status as matrix. Okay, so that is what your answer for the question. Hope you understand. Yes, yes or no? Okay, so this is your purchase requisition release strategy.